Kiya podcast would like to acknowledge that this episode was recorded on Whadjuk land of the Noongar people. We recognise our First Nations people as the traditional custodians of the land, and we pay our respects to the elders past, present and future. Kiya Wanji, hello and welcome to the Kiya podcast. On this podcast, I have a lot of great, amazing people that I get to come in and get to talk to, and it's a real privilege that I have not only a great person, but a great friend, an old friend that's coming in. I'd like to introduce him. He is a 2022 Australia title silver medalist, 7-time WA state champion, 5-time Golden Glove champion, 2-time Australia club champion, 2019 bronze medalist, and 2017 Australasia champion. But not only that, is you do some incredible work in not only our community, but in the boxing community and in the Indigenous community as well. So that's a big reason why to have you. And you got to give flowers where flowers are due. Like not a lot of young black men really get their flowers. So I'm giving you that. Thank you, Chichi, for coming here, brother. Welcome.
Appreciate it,
man. So what brings you in? What have you been up to today?
What's
a typical Monday like for you?
What's today? Just school, just your normal. Just at work, just school.
Yeah.
Just your normal school day, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Looking after the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
regular stuff.
Normally I train, but obviously I can't be today. So normally I'll train after. Today's like a sparring day, so.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably spar today, but nah.
So are you more of like a nighttime trainer or morning? Do you like the mornings? Because me personally, I don't mess with them mornings too.
Nah, look, if I'm running, if I'm doing like road work and stuff like that, I prefer to get it done in the morning. But like if it's like sparring and that,
push it to later.
Yeah, later as well.
No, that's wicked. So I read that you got into boxing at a late age, like well, not a late age, but later than what? But man, I do my research here and there. Can't give away my sources, but
yeah.
No, so what was it? 15, 16?
No, I started later than that, bro. I started at 17.
17
to 18. I used to play soccer, and then one of my friends that I used to play with, he was like, "Oh, let's go check out this gym." So I went to check it out. And ever since then, I just didn't stop.
Because when did we met? We met 2013, 2014?
It's one of them.
Yeah.
2013,
14. Yeah. So we used to work at Foot Locker. Foot Locker together back in the day, trying to upsell some socks and some kids, Oh, no. So definitely you've definitely come a very long way. Both come a very long way since then. Feels like forever ago. But so definitely come a long way. And you had your first fight at 18.
Yeah, so I started 17, and that's pretty late because people start at like 10. So like I started at 17, which is like I said, pretty late. And then first fight, I think I fought like a year after I started. So I think I was still 17, and then won my first fight. I fought I forgot his name, but I fought some guy from Fox's gym. And at that time, Fox's had like a crazy reputation because they had like Caitlin Parker, Brandon Ogilvy. They had who else was there? Jane Hansen. They had Julian Jenkins. Like they had like this like aura about them, like they were just this dangerous club. So I knew like whoever I was fighting, they're gonna be like tough. But
that would be well. Did that nerves kind of get
of
get
course,
you?
Man, I was very nervous. Yeah.
Like especially for like a first fight.
Yeah, I was nervous. It was bad.
Yeah.
But, I won the fight, so that's the most important part. But I was definitely nervous for sure.
What was it like after like that adrenaline? Was you like, man, like I bloody did it? Like
it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy. I think I went to have a feed and it was just crazy because I wanted that feeling again. So that's why I just kept fighting.
And it would have been a whole different experience too, because you said you was playing soccer before.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was because when you play soccer, it's a team sport. So like you can depend on other people. When you're boxing, it's just you.
Yeah.
So like whatever, if anything goes wrong, it's on you.
So when it's like comes down to it, how do you kind of reflect on, because obviously there's going to be some negatives from fights. There's gonna be positives. How do you kind of gauge between that when it's so it's so self isolating? How do you manage that?
Look, I have a lot of time. I mean, there's a lot of time to yourself where you just kind of, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Like, I just think to myself. I just try to be positive all the time. You know what I mean? Just try to tell myself, just give myself that positive reassurance all the time. That's really. I don't really talk to.
Yeah, and you kind of just be like, all right, use that as a learning curve. Back in the gym.
Yeah. I don't know. Like a lot of sports, a lot of athletes have like those what are they called? People that you talk to. Those.
Like counselors. Like support people.
Yeah, I just kind of go with the flow type of thing. Yeah.
Well, because we had Alex Winwood on. A couple weeks ago, and his kind of support thing was like his relationship with his coach. Like he had
for sure. Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, absolutely. That's vital, because if you don't have that relationship, then things can just go sour. So that's big.
Yeah, and he was kind of like his coach. Like what he was saying is his coach is really good at being like, all right, you need a holiday now. You need a little bit of a break. Get away from it, and then come back full pelt. And I guess that's what like a lot of athletes really need sometimes. Get your stuff together, work some things out, and then find the love for the sport again, for even training again, not just competing.
I mean, all coaches are different. I mean, the coaches I had, they were pretty intense. It was just kind of go. So I didn't really have that break. And there was a time where I actually took a break from boxing, like a whole year off.
Like a year and a bit, hey, just before that COVID year.
I needed that break, right? So I just took a whole year off and just needed to focus on myself, because it became a chore for me, if that makes any sense. Like I was like, I got to wake up and run at this time. Because I had to, with boxing, you have to kind of plan your day around everything. You know what I mean? Around training. So I was like, I'm just getting sick of this. So I take a year off, breathe, and just get back into.
What'd you do for that year?
Bro, I just did nothing.
Honestly,
I woke up. It was good to wake up and be like, I can just do whatever I want. I don't have to run. I don't have to go to training at whatever time it is. I can just do whatever I want. So, I just chilled. Yeah, I was just relaxing, spending time with my family and seeing my friends. So it was good. It's what I needed.
Much needed. Yeah.
But that's good that Alex had that support. Not saying I didn't. But mine was just on the go. Like I was just constantly fighting. Yeah. So
I mean, that's it. We all got our own journey. We all battle, similar things, if not different things, in our own way, and we just take whatever information that we can. Like, I mean, like that's pretty mature of you to kind of step back for a year. Like most people, like myself, it takes them to get injured to kind of realize, you know what, I'm overtraining. I'm not really loving what I'm doing. And then like even. The word changing, like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, instead of, oh, I get to now, and I get to. So, when you kind of came back from that year off, is it like, all right, when
I came back, the motivation was there. I was just straight back into it. And like I felt like I had obviously my head was a lot more clearer because I had that time off, and then I thought I became a better fighter, but I just feel like my performances are much better. Like after that year off, I think I needed that, just that break in between.
It's kind of like finding your gear, hey? Like you can get in the first gear and take off really fast, but you can only get to a certain speed.
100%.
And you kind of got to find that second or third gear to just sit in. Like it's weird how it works, because you can be like so motivated, but so calm through your training and everything at the same time.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Nah. Is definitely mad. And one thing I like to ask, particularly fighters and boxers, when I ask, have you ever had to do like a big cut or a big weight gain?
Good question. I've had heaps of weight. I think my biggest weight cut was when I had to make. That was for the Australian Club Championships. That was 2 years ago. I had to make. So I walk around like 70, 75, 74.
Lean.
75, 74. I think the biggest I've gone is 80. But that's when I was just like, I was just eating.
You was eating.
Yeah, so like 75, 74 is my walking weight. And then for that particular competition, I had to fight 67. Bro, I never fought 67 in my life.
And you was
I haven't
walking
been
around 80 at the
67 since I
time.
was like 18, 17.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, my coach at the time was like, all right, you're going to do 67. I was like, all right, cool. That's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do 67, you know? So that was actually in Adelaide. So we got there, and when I got to Adelaide, I was like 71. Because like, it was next to my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How old is he?
This was 2 years ago.
This
Bro.
was 2
Yeah. So we went to Adelaide. I was 71 when we got to Adelaide, and then I had to. I was fighting on Saturday, so I got there on Thursday, right? And then I was in the sauna every day for like. I was in the sauna for like 4 times a day for like an hour. So do an hour, have a break, go back to an hour again.
Damn.
When I first got there.
And was you keeping time, or was someone else keeping time?
I had my little just my phone sitting there.
Yeah, and that was getting slower and slower every hour.
It was terrible. But the first time I got there, there was a bath there, which was good. So I had a hot bath.
Yeah.
Bro, like it was hot. Like boiling, like we had to boil water.
Yeah. So, you was boiling.
Yeah, you had to boil water because the water wasn't hot enough.
Yeah.
So I had to boil water. And I got in there. I sat there for like maybe half an hour.
Yeah.
Bro, I got out. Obviously, I was butt naked. I looked at myself in the mirror. Next thing you know,
you just collapsed.
That's bad. So that was the struggle making 67. I made it.
What was the time frame? So you went from 80 to 67?
I got to Adelaide. I was 71.
Yeah. On the Thursday.
On the Thursday, and I fought. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday, and I made 67. I wasn't eating nothing.
You wasn't eating.
No
water. No water.
I'd have
just
sips. Yeah.
Damn.
It was just.
Damn.
It was crazy. So I made the weight. Won the fight.
What did you do straight after? As soon as you did the weight, what was you eating?
Honestly, I think my stomach was just like it just kind of shrunk. So I didn't really eat that much, but it was terrible because when we had the weigh-in was in the morning, and I was fighting like 3 hours early, like 3 hours after.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't even I couldn't even rest properly or like eat. I had food, but I didn't eat as much as I wanted to do. I wanted to, sorry. And I fought. Luckily, everything went well because that's a big weight cut for me. And 67 is probably the biggest I've done.
Damn, that's great. That's mad.
It's crazy.
Is what I find interesting too is like the weight difference between like in boxers. You could be, like 80. Like me myself at the moment, I'm 80 kilos. 80. But yeah, it's crazy. Like flat. It's crazy. So you see like the difference between how much muscle mass you really have to have and still maintain your weight. Man,
that's crazy.
Man, that's
so I think that's the biggest one I've done. There's like all the other ones have been fine. I just keep it till last minute. I always cut weight till like you know what I mean. Like sometimes the day of, which is silly or like the night before.
So you wouldn't like build it up to like, all right, I'll stop eating sugary stuff now. I'll stop,
I used to at the start I was, but then I got comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just like,
And you kind of, it works for you, man. If you find what works.
As long as I make the weight, that's the most important thing. As long as I make the weight, and I've never not made weight.
Yeah.
So but it's just making weight smart.
But then maybe it's like mentally like, all right, it's go time. When I start doing, my weight routine, when I start, drinking less, eating less, then it's like, all right, I'm getting into kind of fight.
Your mind just switches, bro. Like I can go from eating carrot milk for like a whole week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To just like nothing. So it just my mindset just changes as soon as I'm fighting. It's crazy.
Who's while we're still on the subject, who was probably the toughest opponent? Because that was that was the toughest, I think, warm up to the fight. Who was probably your toughest opponent that you fought? And don't be a dog and say that was all light.
Definitely not. They're not all light. No. I've had some tough fights. The toughest
where you've overcome. Like, could it be that first one or?
That would have been, yeah, because that's like, yeah, the first fight would have been. I mean, it wouldn't be the toughest, but it's kind of like, if I lost, I probably wouldn't have continued boxing because be like, nah, that's not for me. It's soccer. But the toughest, that's tough, bro. I don't know. I can't really think. All my I've had some like hard fights, but no one's really made me think I don't want to fight that person again.
Yeah.
I'll fight anyone, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't say, bro, honestly, because no one's really given me a tough fight. I don't want to ever fight him again. I've had some tough fights. Like I fought Terry Nicholas. He went to the Commonwealth Games, and Jason Malia. He's won I think he's gone to Worlds and stuff like that. Like they're all tough fights, you know what I mean? But no one's given me a tough fight where I don't want to ever fight them again, or being my coach, nah.
Yeah.
Let's try. Let's
go a different route.
Yeah, let's try go. I don't know, 60, whatever, so we can start away from this person.
Yeah.
Nah.
So pretty much anyone you're willing, humbly you're yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That's what I want to do. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
No, definitely. And then so I read you kind of just missed out on the Commonwealth Games.
Oh, that was last year. Yeah.
That was last year or
what are we in 2023? Yeah, last year. The trials were last year. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So how obviously sometimes you got to take a step back to just keep getting forward. So how did you kind of obviously there's a lot of kids out there that watch this podcast might get, whether that's cut from teams or might not be where they want to be now.
That's where the resilience comes through.
Or that resilience. How'd you kind of accept that and then move forward from that?
Well, I took it pretty hard. I'm not the type to really say that or show it, but I did take it hard because it's something I worked for probably 2 years. I had my mindset on it, I'm gonna make the Commonwealth Games, blah blah blah, and then had my first fight and then I got cut. I'm the worst for getting cut. I always get cut, but I got cut, and then unfortunately the decision didn't go my way. They gave it to my opponent. So look, it was tough. Again, I just kind of sat back and just kind of thought about everything and what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be. I did eat a lot. That's when I shot up to 80. Yeah. Because I was like, nah, this is I can't handle this. But look, I just kind of sat back and just kind of thought to myself, look, everything happens for a reason, I guess. Maybe it wasn't my time, and I just kind of got back onto it again. It's you just got to find. You need some time to yourself a little bit just to really think about what you want to do, and I just kind of got back into it after. I think I just needed some time to myself. Yeah, that's what I needed. I didn't train. I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't training. Wasn't doing nothing. I was just eating.
Really thinking all right,
Yeah, what's the next step? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, look, this hasn't worked for me, unfortunately. Look, I wanted it. But we got to keep pushing.
Yeah, and you got to find it.
Got to find a different pathway. At the end of the day, life's not gonna stop for you. There's no pause to it. So you just got to keep moving. So that's just kind of how I look at it. And then we just kept fighting, kept going. But look, you do have your setbacks, and you just have to sit back and just think, what's the next step? How can I become better? How can I improve? Da 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 da.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And then that's another, big thing of mine is it'll be so easy to give up. It'll be so easy to just be like everyone else and just stop it altogether. Yeah. And then you kind of got to think, all right, can I live with myself?
Yeah.
Thinking, what if? Thinking, oh, I could have, but didn't. Thinking,
yeah, exactly.
I used to one thing we was talking about with Alex is when you see those uncles or all that's I used to beat him, or I used to be that. I could have done this. I could have done that.
They always talk about the past.
Yeah. What could have happened, and then it's
well, it could have happened.
It could
just
stuck with it.
So again, if any advice, I would just say, look, just have some time to yourself.
Yeah.
And just think of some steps on how to move forward.
Mm.
Yeah, don't just sit back and do nothing.
Yeah.
Or if you need to, talk to someone. Talk to people.
Mm.
You know, express how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and those things help as well.
Mm.
Don't just sit there and do what I did for the first 2 weeks and just eat, because it doesn't help. Or just do whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Or even like set a date. Hey, just be like, all right, 2 weeks from now, on the 11th or whatever, I'm gonna get back in. In those 2 weeks, I'm gonna eat whatever the hell I want.
Or whatever works for you, do it. Whatever works for you, do it. But
just find that medium space.
Yeah, just keep moving. Don't just do nothing. Keep moving.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, like, there's no pause. There's no pause to life. It just keeps moving. You either want it or it's gonna go on without you. So yeah, that's just kind of how I look at it. Yeah.
No, definitely. And so you do a lot of community work outside of boxing, particularly working with youth and kids and a lot of Indigenous youth. As well, don't you?
Yeah. So the school I work at, a lot of it, we have a lot of Indigenous students at that school. And when I was talking to you on Thursday, I was talking to you about the whole boxing program. We've been running there, myself and another teacher, and another good friend of mine that works at the school as well. He's been helping us. So basically I was like, look, I'd love to do a boxing program at the school. And I said it last year to her, so I didn't think anything was going to happen. And then like last time, she's like, yeah, I've got it all sorted. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, this is good. Like it's happening, And then we got a few students from another school to come over to be like a mentor for like our students at the school. And I think we started it like 2 weeks ago, and it's just
taken off since.
Yeah, they love it, bro. Like,
man, that's wicked.
They love it, and like the main objective is obviously make it fun, because you want to make it fun for them. Otherwise, they won't participate. So it's like for the year, I think it's like year 5, 6 we're doing. So make it fun. Obviously, I'll teach them a couple fundamentals and whatnot. But I think the main objective, I should say, is like to teach them some of the important principles that I've learned from boxing.
Yeah, that's it.
And I use them in everyday life now. So especially resilience.
Because there's a lot of life skills that come with boxing, like that self discipline.
Yeah,
as well. Like
discipline.
A big thing with boxers is they're not a lot of they're very self-controlled and self-aware. Some of the boxers, fighters, Muay Thai fighters, they're some of the nicest people you ever meet around. They don't try act the go for anything. They understand.
And I made that clear to him. I was like, look, whatever I teach you, we don't want you using it, outside of your school hours. Just, obviously use it to protect yourself. Use it in a good manner, but don't go out there and start being silly and just fighting for no reason. So I made that clear to them. But yeah, like, look, I want to teach them the fundamentals and obviously talk to them about those principles I was talking about, like resilience and time management and all that stuff. Because as they get older, because they're in primary school, once I made that transition from primary school into high school, they're going to be faced with challenges.
Yep.
If they don't really have a good understanding of what resilience is or how to deal with it, it's just going to make life a little bit harder for them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Kind of get over those little hurdles as they come, because they will come. It just makes it a little bit easier for them in the long run. Yeah, so
that's it. Is building bricks and building a good foundation, and who knows which kid you talk to or which kid you train that's going to spark that interest, in boxing. That's probably going to, get them through some hard times. Give them a different outlet and an avenue.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe one day you're that coach that kid goes to, that has as a counselor. You know what I mean?
And it's good because like I want to make you have those teachers that you just don't forget. Like, they're good teachers that you just don't forget.
Yep.
And I want to be one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want them to remember me. Whether it's like 10 years down the track, like Mr. O.
Yeah.
Mr. O, taught me something, or Mr. O made me feel comfortable, whatever it is. The way I see it is to create that positive space for them. For them to come to school and feel safe and
just have that connection with someone. So school's just not a drag. Like you actually want to come to school.
And like I was talking to you before, I was like, I was like, they can feel your energy if you're like,
Mm.
if you feel, you know what I mean? Like, so when I get to school, I leave all my problems to like at the door.
Mm.
And I just go about my business because they can feel that.
Yeah.
One student was
yeah.
like, the one student was like, oh, Mr. O, is everything all cool?
Mm-hmm.
No, he said, what did he say? He didn't say that. He said, Mr. O, is everything all right? I was like, yeah, everything's all cool.
Yeah.
I'm all cool. What are you talking about? But really, I was going through some stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But we can't, I don't want to show that to them because
Yeah.
gotta make sure
But it's cool how they can kind of like wake
They
you
can
up,
gauge
like
it.
snap you out
Yeah.
of it kind of thing.
yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
and you, man, that's one thing with working with kids. You always feel so much better. Like after they just kind of take you away.
Yeah. Just just you showing up makes a difference. Just you being there makes a difference to them. Just makes their day. So, yeah.
I mean, that's
The feeling, it's good.
yeah, and that's it with especially with a lot of Indigenous youth is obviously being in 2023 now. We do have a little bit more influential Indigenous people that's kind of out like a lot out there in the sporting field, but actually having someone like yourself, I mean, like the accolades that we went through before are really amazing, especially for a young black man. But
Thank you, bro.
imagine you being at school, being one of those kids, and having someone like yourself, come in when you're that age. You're just, there's not a lot of
A
people.
lot of them don't even know that though.
Hey,
A lot of them don't even know that. All that.
man, they're gonna now. I hope they do now. So
same.
if
I
you're
appreciate
listening,
that. That
man,
means a lot.
look up Mr. O.
It means a lot, man. Like honestly, it does. Yeah, like I've always just wanted to make like a difference in people's life, some way, somehow, whatever it was. Just kind of, help people, have like a profound impact. I would say.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, no, it's a good feeling, man. I love it, and just it's good. Puts a smile on my face.
And you really don't know how you're gonna have an impact on someone sometimes. Like it might be boxing and just teaching them a simple 1-2 slip. It might be just having someone just asking you if you're all right.
Yeah, that as well.
And then it's like you might see that kid in 5 years time and be like, I know you.
But that's from like, see, that kid wouldn't ask me if we didn't have a good relationship. So you gotta kind of build those positive relationships with the kids as well.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it, man. I really do.
Has any kids surprised you? Have you seen any kids that really have improved?
Athletes?
Like in whether it's athletes or whether it's in the gym?
Heaps of talent.
Yeah.
Talent. But the thing is, like, there's talent, but like, whether they will continue that, as they get older, that's where it gets a little bit like we hope they go on and do good things, whether it's running or football or whatever. But look, their home lives are different to you know what I mean. But the home lives are different to what it is at school. So
Yep.
That's why we try and make we try to help them as much as we can when they're at school.
Yeah.
But once they leave school,
but that's it.
It's out of our hands. It's a different story. So,
but you're giving them tools to kind of use it as their outlet. Like express yourself in a positive way.
Yeah.
Instead of jumping on the game all the time, do some shadow boxing out the back or something like that.
Or like go kick the football somewhere, like go run.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of fast runners. We got a lot of
Yeah.
We got a lot of fast runners there, bro. So
no, that's it.
nah, it's good, man. It's something I really enjoy.
So what made you be like, all right, I wanna get into the youth now. I wanna make a positive.
I always thought I'd be good with kids. I love kids. I really enjoy, being around kids and just kind of helping the next generation. Because like I said, I remember my good teachers that were good to me, and they really helped me. So why not do the same for them?
Yeah, exactly. Did you go to school in Perth?
I went to No, I went to I did. I went to school because I'm from Tasmania. I was born in Tasmania. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
See, you find out something every day.
And I haven't seen. I think there was one Aboriginal.
Yeah.
I remember, at my school, but everyone else was just.
Yeah.
I went to school in Tasmania for a bit, and then when I moved here, I went to went to Cannington,
Mm-hmm.
and Seven Oaks.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of like it's kind of multicultural. It's kind of a mixture of everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to school here.
No, wicked. Because I was just I used to live in Vic Park, so pretty much.
Did you go Kent Street?
No, I didn't go Kent Street. I went to St. Joseph's just across the way.
Oh, did you?
You know where Queen's Park?
Yeah.
Right there. So.
Did you go St. Albans as well?
Nah, I ended up going to Trinity.
Did you go Trinity?
In the city, but on an Indigenous scholarship.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But do you know Terry Yaron? Kind of see everyone's different avenues they take, especially high school. Like I ran into an old high school friend, and he's just taken a completely different like avenue than what everyone thought. Like everyone just thought he was just weirdo at school, and now he's like just graduated uni as an accountant.
Man.
Like, and it's just it's crazy how everyone kind of takes their different pathways after school.
Yeah, I think this pathway was always going to be my pathway.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of saw that, but yeah, you're right. Like everyone goes down different avenues, and you're just like, whoa.
You're like, oh, that's kind of surprising.
You're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. But bro.
But that's it. Once it's about finding that pathway. Like, obviously you was fortunate enough to find your pathway at 17, 18 of like, all right, boxing's gonna take me this way. It might take a couple sidewalks here and there, but I know the general pathway is gonna be.
It's great. It's
gonna be around boxing
for me because now I'm blessed to kind of teach it to like the next generation and do all these type, or even be on here and like share my story and
that's it.
So it's done a lot for me, man. Boxing's done heaps.
Yeah, no, heap.
Opened so many doors. So
So what's in the future plans? Like not only like what's in the future plans for your career first of all?
I think now that's a good question. I think now we're kind of in the talks of maybe doing both. I wasn't really. Well, I wouldn't say I was against it, but like I wasn't really big on like going pro. I was kind of quite content like being an amateur, because obviously the whole goal was to go to Olympics, represent the country,
Yep.
But I think now like the pro route might be where we might go. Yeah, I mean, why not make some money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we might be looking at that, and because you can do both now. So you can
you do pro and amateur.
Yeah.
Because you had what I say 98 fights.
Yeah, close to 100 fights.
Close to 100 fights, and man, that's wicked in itself.
Yeah.
Like, not only like as an amateur, that's pretty freaking wicked. Like some people are lucky if they have 50 fights. Some people have they've a handful of fights, and they're like, no, what?
But I was fighting a lot, man. Like I was on like every like local card.
Yeah.
Like I was constantly on always fighting. So I think it just built up throughout the years. But yeah,
so the pro route's looking.
I think the pro route, I think we're looking at that.
What weight though? Because for damn sure not 67. Eh?
Nah, I might have to, bro. Because remember, I'm not the tallest. One and two. Like, if I'm fighting 71, because 71's like a middleweight, I'm pretty sure. You got to remember, these people coming down from like high 70s or whatever, or like low 80s, I should say, down to like 70, whatever. So I'd have to go at least 69, 67.
Yeah.
You got to remember, like, it's not that the amateurs, like, we don't weigh in and fight on the same day.
Yeah, you still got a bit of time.
So, I'd have to cut down, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I can't be. Yeah. Bro, it's smaller gloves. It's different. A whole different ball game, and it's a whole different ball game.
Cool. What size gloves do they fight with?
Depends on the weight. Depends on the weight class.
Yeah.
I'm not pro yet, so I don't know what it would be like if I was to go down to 67 or 69.
Because isn't it still 16?
Nah, it wouldn't be 16. I don't think it'd be 16. I think it'd be less than that. Because I know we fight at when we fight in 12s.
In 12s, yeah.
And I think the lowers, I don't know what Alex used to fight in, maybe 10s.
Yeah. No, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Alex, if you're watching, let us know.
I'm not too sure what Alex fought in, but I'm pretty sure we fight in 12s. Pros, I couldn't tell you because I'm not there yet. So
well, I guess that's the question for the future is
Yeah.
Is so next time, the next episode we
for
get
sure.
you on.
For sure.
No, would love to know. But so that's the goal, in for your career wise. What about your coaching career wise? Where do you see? Because I was seeing flicking through Chichi boxing on Instagram.
Check that out.
Please go check that out. Definitely worth a look. Drop it a follow, a like, put it on your story. So where's that? Where do you see that going? What are you kind of manifesting for that?
Look, coaching is it's just something it's more of a hobby, something I enjoy. If it goes down, if it builds up, then so be it. But it's nothing I'm looking at really trying to pursue if that makes sense. It's more of a hobby for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, if it grows, then I'll continue to do what I do. But it's not something I'm really pushing.
Yeah.
I say that now, but who knows in the next year or whatnot.
Exactly.
But if it grows, then yeah, for sure, I'll keep at it.
I mean, that's exactly how pretty much this podcasting stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Started for me. It was like, all right, I want to be able to talk to great people like yourself.
Thank you, bro.
This is probably talking is a hobby of mine. So why not put it to use and talk to some amazing people and amazing athletes, and then it's just the last 2 months has been bloody crazy. It's just blowing up. Talking to people. I went to the Freo and Port game on Sunday.
I saw your story, yeah.
Pretty much as soon as I walked in, one of the guys I knew was like, "Hey, I listened to your episode or podcast," and I was just like, "Oh, that's freaking awesome!"
Yeah. So there you go.
But that's the thing with those little side projects like coaching, like podcasting, whatever, cooking, whatever. Yeah, right. You never know, where it's gonna go and what you're gonna lead to. You might have ringfit, Chi-Chi's ringfit in Huntingdale or in gym.
You never know. Yeah,
and
honestly,
I'm there.
You just don't know. You don't know. You don't know what life will bring to you. You know what I mean? It's kind of just roll with it. I kind of go with the flow. I don't. I have a plan, but I go with the flow.
Yeah.
I don't look too deep in it because anything can happen in life.
You got dot points.
Exactly. I could once I leave here, who knows if I'm going to be here the next day? I don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope everything.
Yeah, touch wood.
Yeah, but anything can happen. So I just I have my plan, but I go with the flow. Yeah, I'm trying to think too much about. Yeah.
Was this a recent mindset, or have you always kind of had this?
I've always been like this. I've always I set myself some goals, as you should. But look, if I don't achieve them, it's not the end of the world. Things happen. Things happen. So we'll just try again next year.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I don't overthink things too much. I only control what I can control. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I look at things. Yeah. 100%. What about yourself? How are you finding? I'm gonna interview you now.
Oh shit! It's the other way. All right.
How are you finding? How are you finding? Doing what you're doing with the kids as well. Because we kind of.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
I was pretty much talking to my school last week. They're like, "Yeah, how you finding it here? How you like?" I'm like furniture here. I'm not going anywhere. Those kids, they kind of just give me a different purpose. I'm not just going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously I do my thing through my business, through my bloodline business, where I do cultural education and I go into schools and teach. So
how does that work?
Program.
So I'm a full on. I'm on.
Yeah.
So how does that? Because we have the NAIDOC day, right? So are you one of those people that come and kind of talk about
so
culture and whatnot?
What I recently did is I put together a Bridia program. So Bridia means language.
Right.
Bridia means leadership.
Yeah.
And in that program, the 8-week Bridia program, I teach language, I teach customs, I teach, why do we do a smoking ceremony?
Right.
What does a smoking ceremony mean? Right. What's the difference between acknowledgement to country and welcome to country?
Okay.
Who can do either? Because if you're a traditional owner, you can do a welcome to country. If you're not a traditional owner, you can do an acknowledgement.
Okay, gotcha. See, two difference.
Yep.
Right?
So you got the two difference, kind of explaining to kids what that means. Give them a little bit of history. Like I don't go too much into history because obviously I'm still learning myself.
Right.
But just little things like, all right, when did Sorry Day start? Which was only in 2007. When did NAIDOC Week start? When was we recognized as people? Those like little things to kind of build up towards NAIDOC.
Yeah.
So that when NAIDOC comes around, kids kind of like know why we're celebrating NAIDOC. What this actually means for our people, because we've only been recognized as people since 63.
Right.
So that's only 60 years ago.
Yeah.
60, 70 years ago that we've been recognized as people. So it's kind of celebrating the fact that in 1 to 2 generations, like this is where we are now. Celebrating our culture is still alive because it was once 100% of the population. Now we're down to 3%.
That's crazy. That's why I was like when I used to live in Tasmania, like I saw. Like, honestly, I don't remember seeing like one Indigenous person there. Well, the one I went to school with, but that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
No, seriously, like, that was it, man. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
My brother was lonely. My
Man,
brother was lonely. It's lonely. It's not hockey.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
But yeah, so a lot about what I do is, teaching those culture, because I was blessed. I was able to learn my culture from my dad and my grandfathers, my uncles as well, and I kind of didn't realize that until I got older. I thought, oh, this is stuff a lot of Indigenous kids know, a lot of Noongar kids know, and then now that I'm older, I'm 25 now. I feel like this is my obligation to teach kids the things I was taught growing up.
You're very like. You're very open to know like your own culture,
Yeah,
it's,
and that's the thing I teach to a lot of non-Indigenous people is, bro, have the confidence, ask questions, because that's the only way we can educate each other. Is sharing knowledge. Ask the tough questions. Ask why we do certain dances. What does dancing actually mean?
Right.
And those sort of things. You know what I mean? Like it's very, very, very important to kind of break down those barriers. You know what I mean?
No, that's good. That's a good thing that you're doing as well. Yeah.
No, it's good, man. It's a lot of fun, and that sort of stuff I can talk about all day, man.
Nah, it's good. It's good. Like people for myself, I don't know. A lot about your culture. So it's good that you're
it's
sharing a little bit of knowledge to me.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I was with my teammate, one of my teammates in New York, and was playing video games, and he goes,
is this where he was like, where are you from?
Yeah, he was like, where are you from?
And I remember I was telling you about the ones in Canada, right?
Yeah. Exactly the same, and they're like learning about their Indigenous culture and just how similar they are, and how powerful just knowing your culture, can be, and where you're from, because us mob, we all got to stick together. We're all got to figure out how to harmonize together, and that's the main thing. Yeah,
it's important. Like it is. It's very important. Even like other Africans as well. Same thing. Got to stick together. I look at us all as one.
Yeah.
I don't look at us all as there's different countries in the actual continent. But
that's it.
I look at us all as one. So it's important that we help each other out. If anything, don't look down upon each other.
Yeah.
And that's the issue, I think. A lot of them, not a lot, but like some of them have like identity crisis. They don't really know who they want to be.
Yeah.
Which is not their fault.
Yeah,
it's not their fault.
It's okay.
It's just
it's okay.
It's a different environment for them. So like they're finding it hard to adjust.
Yeah. And that's it, because
so
I've got a couple kids from over east that don't really know their connections, and a little bit of like a week of what I do is explaining the stolen generation, why our a lot of our elders were taken away from their families as kids, and how that's a big reason why we lost a lot of our connection. And then it's kind of explaining to the kids, like, you know, that's okay that you don't know. It's okay that you're still learning. Like, we've got people that didn't find out their ethnicity till, you know, their 50s, their 60s, and that's still learning. And we've got leaders that, you know, everyone's still learning, bro. Like, not everyone has the key to life and knows exactly what's going on, man.
You're right. Nah, it's crazy.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. Bro.
Yeah. No.
So I was telling you, cause I'm reading a book. It's called What Happened to You, and it's about trauma. And I remember I was like, oh, like trauma starts in the womb. Starts before you even hit.
That intergenerational trauma, yeah.
And people are like, how can it? I'm like, it starts in the womb, like before, like generations before, like it's crazy, man. It's I think a lot of people need to be educated on.
Oh yeah.
And trauma. When I mean trauma, I mean just for everyone, like, you know, like
even if it's just like anxiety, depression, that sort of thing. It's like that analogy. The mum cutting the corner off the what was it, like ham? Cut the corner off the ham before she puts it in the oven, and then the child's like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" And it's like, "Oh, because my mum used to do it." And then you know, cuts to a scene of her as a kid. The mum's cutting the corner, and she's like, "Why are you doing that?" It's like, "Oh, because grandma used to do it." So grandma's doing it, and then she's like, "Grandma, why'd you do that?" And she's like, "Oh, I just did it because the ham didn't fit in the oven. The oven was too small."
So what it is, it's just a domino effect.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
No, that's crazy. Well, brother, definitely keep going with the work that you're doing in our Indigenous community, because, you know, a lot of those kids need it and they value it a lot. And definitely I hope that the, you know, more of the community and the Perth community alone gets behind something like that, because that is something that a lot of these mob can definitely take on board, and is going to give them great life skills. Like, not just, you know, boxing so mental rather than physical. So you know, 100%. Keep going with that, brother, and really look forward to see what you're doing in the gym and in the ring. You know, in the future, bro.
And you got to tell people that we've been training together.
Yeah, we're training together. So. Getting me right this off season might have. I don't know. I hope to have a fight one day.
I hope you do,
bro. I really hope so.
You definitely got the potential, and you got the.
Oh, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you got the potential. Like, you know, when I train someone, you can just see it straight from the get go. So, how crazy would it be if you had a fight though?
Man, only if you're gonna be in my corner. There's no. I'm not fighting if you're not in my corner. But hopefully one day, bro. But you know, that's it. It's just even after our session together, like, I went away, like, called my partner. I was like, man, I loved it. That was freaking. That was wicked. Yeah. As soon as I got in, and that's the first thing she said. How was it?
That's good. That's good. You enjoyed it. That's the most important part. You know? But yeah, man. Look, if you want to fight, just
for sure.
Get it on for sure.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in. Is there anything else that you want to touch on?
Nah, look, any kids out there that want to take boxing serious, I would just say, make sure you put all your eggs in one basket, because you can't have one foot in, one foot out. If that makes sense. So you have to, you know, make sure, because it's not, when you're in there, it's only you. So you have to make sure you're doing everything right. So if you want to take it serious, make sure you're doing your training. You know, you have to make sacrifices. Unfortunately, this is part of the game. So if you're looking to take it serious, I'd say, look, make sure you know what you want to do. All your eggs have to be in one basket. Because if you have one foot in, one foot out, you're gonna get hurt. Yep. It doesn't work like that. It's gotta be all in or don't do it at all.
So, it's like something Kobe said.
What did he say?
Someone said to him, like, you know, about not putting your eggs in one basket, and he goes, what if I just make some more damn eggs?
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
Exactly. So just keep filling that basket.
Because boxing's, you can't play with it. You can get seriously hurt. You know, so you want to make sure you're doing all the right things. You know, if you are willing to go down that route and fight and take it serious. So
that's it.
That'd be my advice, I reckon.
So also, what would you say to anyone that's probably having a tough time You know, whether it's mentally with themselves or whether it's training and they've had to take a step away from something they love so much. Like, what's some of your advice for those people?
If you're having a tough time, just take a step back, think. Like I said, if you've got people that you can trust, don't be afraid to express yourself and explain to people how you're feeling. And just like what I did, I just took a step back, and just have some time to yourself and really think about the next steps and what you want to do next. And talking to people helps me a lot as well. And then just get back on the train, get back at it, because you don't want to just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah. No, that's it. That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
No, well, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, bro.
That was
Appreciate
wicked.
it.
That's what we're here for. Big thank you to our sponsor, Jilla. The water that pulses through the land is considered living by the Aboriginal people. Powerful ancestral beings travel the dreaming tracks, which link permanent water sources called Jilla. Jilla is how our people have connected with each other and the land for thousands of years. Share the spirit. Jilla, purely indigenous.